Hi there guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about eco dyeing and how I do the process of eco dyeing. So I had a couple of people who are interested in how I do it, and a couple of people who are here in Australia who, you know, they have the same predicament as me. There are not a great variety of leaves and things. Well, especially here where I live, there's not a great variety, so I'm not too sure about other states or anything like that. So I thought I'd jump on and just share with you my process. Once again, it's very, very simple. It's just like how I do handmade paper. I try and simplify everything. I don't use products. I don't use alum. I don't know what else there is really. Like I'd said before, I'm pretty, I'll read something and then I'll just jump in feet first and I will try it out for myself. So yeah, I don't use products. Everything I use in this process is natural. And you know, I get some nice results from the leaves I can gather. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of what I gather are weeds. They're not actually like leaves. I mean, I do get, well, especially this bunch that I've got, I did get some leaves. But before, in a lot of these prints here, if I can show you, if you can see here, that's a weed, you know, so these are just all weeds. This part here, it's a weed. So, you know, you can get some nice prints out of them. These here, some of them are different colors. This here is quite a reddish tone, and that's because I used red onion skins on this one. I actually think I only use red onion skins on this one. So no leaves. But it comes out with some really, really cool marks on here. Here's another one. These are kind of reddish, bluish. There were some green leaves that I think mixed in with a dye, and you know, I do get some quite nice imprints without having to use alum and things like that. I think the alum helps to get better imprints somehow, but yeah, it's just not really available here in my country, and I just make do with what I can find and try and make it work. So I'll do this little intro about the pages, and I will share with you how I used to do it, because today is actually going to be a bit of an experiment. I'm going to try a different way and hope that that works as well. So a lot of these videos are experiments, so yeah, let's hope this one turns out. So there's some of my previous pages, and I'll just share with you here. You know, here's some weeds. These are all weeds. Actually, these are from around my house, so it's kind of like gardening, pulling weeds at the same time. And then I did gather a few leaves from around my neighborhood. So I got a couple of yellow ones. I was pretty happy about that. I got these gorgeous ones here that I'm hoping that the red dye comes out of these. So I took a little bit of video from around my neighborhood just to show you how bad our leaf situation is and how I was trying to gather what I could. So I'll stop the video here and I will just show you some clips of me gathering these leaves or showing you what's about, and then I will come back with the next step and how I'm going to do it. Okay guys, so I'm back now with the next step. So the kinds of things I have here are twine. I think that this is a jute though, I'm not exactly sure, but this will do to wrap up my little eco paper rolls that I'm going to make. I should really rewind a little bit before I start talking about this and talk about how I used to make them. So how I used to make the papers before was I steamed them on the stove. So I have this really old steamer here that I use just for my eco papers, and this used to sit on top of a pot of boiling water, and it used to fit about 3 rolls of paper all stacked up, and I used to get about 9 pages at a time, and that would boil away for about 3 hours, and then I would take it off and let it dry overnight. So that was the method that I used before. This method that I'm going to try and experiment with now. Also, I should probably say another way that I got sort of the colors on my paper was when I was using, I'll put this over here, when I was using the rolls in the steamer here, I would let them boil away for a couple of hours, and then I would come in with a spray bottle, and it would be filled with coffee or tea. And I used to spray the little paper rolls with coffee or tea, and I used to lift up the paper rolls and I used to spray inside them to try and get the dyes and things like that to mix all inside. I will show you that process as time goes on, but I just wanted to say that because some of my pages, they look quite grungy and that kind of thing, and that's why I used mostly coffee, I believe. I think I used, I don't know that I used tea. Maybe I did use tea once or twice. I think that I read that somewhere, or I can't quite remember. I'm sorry if I read that or if I just did it. I don't know. So yeah, I'll show you that process as time goes on. So that's how I did it. I did it in a steamer on the stove, but I could only get a certain amount of rolls at a time. I'm going to put these leaves and onion skins aside. Here is my paper. I hope that's focusing okay for you guys. This paper here that I'm using, this is just printer paper, but it is 120 grams. Now I have just used normal printer paper, which was 80 GSM. That worked out fine. You can use that. I just thought I would try something a little bit thicker, just to try and help, because I did have some tearing and stuff when I tried to open up the pages, because I'm impatient and, you know, I'm trying to open them up when they're still a little bit damp, so it's my own fault, but yeah. So I'll pop that aside, and I just want to share with you how I'm going to experiment today, and I hope that this is going to fit in the frame because it's very tall. I might just take it apart, but you guys know these 3-tiered steamers that sit one on top of the other, so there's 3 of them like this. Well, this is 2, but I do have a 3rd one. They're falling apart right now. I thought we could try and give that a go. So here's the steamer, like this, just a cheap one. I didn't pay much for it because, yeah, I used my Flybuys card, got the points. I didn't spend much at all. So it's just like a mini steamer, and it's 3 tiers, and I thought I could roll up my little eco-dyed rolls and I could stack them in this 3-tiered food steamer, and that way I can get a lot more pages done. So that's going to be my little experiment today, because this is brand new. Look, oh no, I did take the cover off. It's brand new. I haven't even tried this myself, so yeah, let's hope it works. I'll put that aside. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to lay out my pages. Sorry guys, I'm just going to put this to the side. So I have plenty of room to work with. Got my twine in here. I've got leaves. I've got red onion skins. I even grabbed some rose petals because they were dying. They're on their way out. I thought maybe I could try and throw those in. I don't know if they'll... I love the... Yeah, because we have so many green leaves, I want to try and put colour. I want to try and add colour in. So I have the red onion skins, I've got the brown onion skins, and I have all the leaves. I'm going to mix them all up in these pages and see how it comes out. I'm going to grab some paper here. I don't really know how many I'm going to do. But what I might do here, guys, is I might speed it up, pop some music on for you, because yeah, I'm just going to be sitting here and I'm going to be repeating this process over and over again. I'll share with you the first one though. So this is just the piece of paper. I'm going to fold it in half. Just like this. And sorry if you can hear my kids upstairs. It's holidays here. They've got friends over. They're noisy. No matter how many times you ask your kids, can you please be a little bit quiet? No. Don't think that really happens. So I have this really cool yellow leaf, and this is one of about 4 I think that I managed to grab. I don't know if they'll leak out much dye. So I'm going to pop that one down. I don't really try to place things nicely because when I roll these up, they move anyway. So it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to put some onion skins in here because I think that red and yellow, I want to try and mix dyes to go all over the paper. And you'll get the same, exact same pattern here as on here, because this is going to flip over. You can have things coming off the page and that kind of thing. Should I add some? I've got a lot of weeds, but that's a bit big. I have this funny leaf here. But that here's got a very fuzzy texture on it. And I think once that gets wet, it's going to be hard to peel off the paper. Just in my experience. Here's a weed, holes and all. Throw the leaf down, the weed down, I mean. There's another little leaf. And then that takes up most of the paper, really. So that'll do one page just there. And I'm going to fold this over. And then I'm going to do this page because we're going to do 3 stacks of 3. And these 3 pages are going to just sit on top of one another, and then I'm going to roll them up and tie them with twine. So I want that to come through on that side. So I'm going to do the top here. Might throw some rose petals on, see if they come out. I've got a lot of leaves in here. A lot of different, well, not really different, but yeah, plain oval ones really. So some there. They're not that interesting, not great colours. I'll throw some brown onion skin in there. This is just what I do, I just mix it up. I don't really try to position them really, because they move about, doesn't matter. So that's our one piece there. Just going to pop that up there. And this one here is going to lay down on top. And I'm just going to continue this process, and I'll speed it up for you guys. So I'll just sit here and I'll do this. Okay guys, so I've just finished making my first little batch here. So this is a lot of 3 papers, that are going to now be rolled up, and I'm going to tie them all together with twine. So I'm going to grab my twine and get it ready because it's kind of tricky when you're doing this process. And I do get some lovely twine marks as well when I'm spraying with coffee and stuff like that. I get these lovely twine marks, and they're, yeah. I'm hoping this one will do the same because I used a different one before. I haven't tried this one, this jute. Okay, so some are hanging off the sides and that. I just try and straighten it up. They're not going to be completely even, and you know, that's okay. Don't worry. I'm going to try my best here, and I'm just going to roll. I kind of squish at the same time. They're not going to be perfect at the end when you get to this bit here. It's going to be all uneven. It doesn't matter. Just try your best to roll as tightly as possible. But see, it's already coming out like not so great. Maybe I'll just try and do that again. See, I'm not so great at it myself. You guys can probably do a better job though. Try and pull that back. So again, it's probably going to do the exact same thing, but I'm just going to roll. We'll just roll. We've got our onion skins all falling out. Oh, that's alright. Try and wrap this around as best as we can. Yeah, like I said, this is just how I do things. There's probably an easy way to do it, no doubt. So I continue to wrap this as tightly as I can around there, so it holds everything together nice and tight. You know, if you even do some crisscross in that, that'll look cool when you to get your twine imprints as well. Yeah, I never had any luck with doing it like boiling them. I know a lot of people do that, but I just never had any luck with it till I read up on this method. I think I read it on the internet actually. Okay, so there's all our twine. I'm going to try and just feed it under here. Actually, I usually grab my awl to try and pull it through, but that's okay. It's there. All right, guys, so there's our first little bundle. I do have some onion skins coming out the top there, but that's okay. That's fine. So I'm going to continue this process, and then I'm going to come back when I've got them all ready, and I'm going to line them all up in my steam pot ready to go. So I will see you guys soon when I've completed all of these little rolls. Alrighty guys, so I have all the rolls in the steamer now. So as you can see, I've got 2 there and I've got 3 on each level here. So I'm going to switch it on. Also show you I do have coffee in this little spray bottle that I'm going to use later. So let's turn it around for an hour, and then what I'm going to do is I'll probably just check it every 30 minutes and see how it's going. You have to fill the bottom of these up with water, so I'll probably keep topping that up as well, and I'll keep checking in with you guys to show you the progress. I'll let it go for as long as I possibly can tonight. So it's late afternoon here now. I hope the lighting will be okay later. It might be a little bit dark when I'm showing you guys at intervals, so I do apologize for that, but yeah, I'll check in with you guys later. Okay guys, this is 1 hour in, and you can see some of the colors starting to come through. That's the second tier there, and this is the third one. So I'm going to pop it back on for another hour, and I'll keep checking in just to show you the progress. Okay guys, so this is the 2 hour mark. You You can see a lot of the dyes coming through. Well, sorry, it's still hot. So that's the first tier there. Here's some more. So it's all starting to come through the paper now, you can see. So I'm going to leave this going for another hour and check in on it, and then I'll probably start to add in my my coffee spray here, and then you'll be able to sort of see how it all changes. Okay guys, so I'm back now after the third hour. So this has been steaming away for quite some time, and as you can see, I think I'll just use my hands, try and hold it up. As you can see, the dye is starting to come through. So that's from the onion skins and things like that. You can see some yellow. I'll hopefully hold that up for you. So what I'm going to do at this stage is I'm going to take my coffee dye, which is in the spray bottle. I'm going to spray all around these paper rolls. I'm going to grab them with my tongs here. And I'm going to squirt like right inside so that the coffee spray sort of, you can see it dripping out the bottom end, so you know it's sort of getting in there, and it's going to be mixing around all the other dyes like the red onion and all that kind of stuff. So that's my next step, and then after I've done that, I'm going to pop it back onto steam for about another hour. And then I'm going to leave them completely to dry overnight, so probably under a fan, just so that the leaves can just spend the night soaking and, you know, further making their imprints and things like that. So I'll pop some music on and you guys can just watch me spraying. Okay guys, so they're all been sprayed. Now I'm going to put them back on the steamer to go for like another hour. I will probably come back with this spray bottle and go over them a couple more times. It depends how dark you want them. If you don't like coffee spray, you can use tea just to give it quite a light tea stained effect and that. So I just like the, sorry guys, I just like the yeah, I like the coffee spray with this, and I like how it turns out with the twine marks and everything like that. So I'm going to pop that on, and I'm sorry about the lighting. It is nighttime here now, so it's the best I can do with the overhead lights on. So I'll pop these back on, and I'll check in again with you guys when they're completely done being steamed, and I'm just going to leave them to dry. And then tomorrow we'll unravel them and check them out. Okay guys, so it is now nearly 9 PM at night, and all of the paper has been steaming since just after 4:30, I think, so quite some time. I did spray it a couple more times inside the little steamer pots. It's not looking as dark as what it normally would do when I do it on the stove top, but we'll see how it turns out tomorrow. So I'm just going to grab them here, and I'm going to lay them out on this tray, because I'm going to put them under the ceiling fan tonight to dry. Just going to put that there. Grab the other ones. I might just reach over, sorry guys. I'm going to line them up here like sushi rolls. I noticed the lower down the tiers of the steamer were, the more colour has come out than at the tops. So yeah, so these last two here are a bit darker. Oh, Yeah, no, they're alright. I think one here is a bit darker, but maybe that's because of the onion skins or something there. I do apologise for the lighting because it is 9 p.m. at night. I don't have a professional setup, so I'm just going to make do with these overhead lights. So here they are. They're on a tray. I'm going to pop them under the fan for the night. I'm going to let them dry as much as possible. They are quite wet because, you know, I saturated them with my coffee dye all on the inside and things like that. And yeah, you can see a lot of the, I don't know if I can I touch it? I don't know. I'll pick it up. So can you see this way some of the coloration coming through there? Oh, I'm gonna have to put that down, that's hot. Don't do that. Use your tongs. So yeah, the coloration is still coming through, but I hope we'll see more in the morning. Like I said, it's one big experiment for me in this 3-tiered food steamer. So we'll check it out in the morning, guys. It should have a good around about 12 hours to dry underneath a ceiling fan. I'll check it out in the morning. If it's too wet, I don't want to unravel it for you guys and then rip the paper. So I'll just see how that goes, and when I'll video it tomorrow. So until then, I will tidy up a little bit and head to bed. So I will talk to you soon, guys. I'll talk to you in the morning. Bye-bye for now. Good morning, guys. So it's just after 8 a.m. here, and these rolls have been under the ceiling fan now for about 11 hours, and yeah, they're still a little bit damp, but it's fine. We can go ahead and unroll them. I did check one roll, and yeah, it's quite dry, and there's a few imprints in there. It's not the best of pages, but it's also not the worst of pages, but I thought we would just carry on and have a look at the rest of the rolls here. So I'm going to pop these little ones aside, and we'll focus on this one here. I've got my cup of tea with me here this morning. I've always got to start the day with a cup of tea. So let's open this one up. This one here had some red onion skins in it, and as you can see, it's quite a nice pinkish reddish tone. So we'll take some of those off. Some of these leaves I haven't used before, so I don't know how they came out. This one here, it doesn't look like it's done much at all, so I'll know not to sorry guys, just make that focus. So I'll know not to use that leaf again. So I'm just going to pick off these leaves here. Then I'm going to hold it up so you can have a look at the patterns. So I hope you can see that okay. Let me just check. Here we go. So there's some of my imprints that I've got from this page here. So it's a really beautiful coloration and very, very light imprints of leaves. You can flip it over and you can see some lovely marks there as well. I love it when the dyes sort of all mix together and pool, and you get these lovely marks here. So that is our first page. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the others that were in the same little bundle here. And then what I might do is I'll continue on with the other rolls, but I'll speed that up so you guys don't have to sit around too much, because it is New Year's Eve and I know a lot of you will have plans. I'm thinking today after this I might go up into the rainforest and have a hike about with my family, so I thought that'd be nice. Here on the Gold Coast we have beautiful beaches, but up in the mountains at the back in the hinterland there's stunning rainforests up there, and I do love to go up to the mountains and yeah, go on some nice walks, see some nice waterfalls and things like that. Okay, oh, this one's beautiful. Look at this. So this one here I used like a whole branch, which I had never done before, so that's turned out lovely, and now I know. It's all a learning process. Now I know I'll do that next time as well. So I'm going to hold that up. Yeah, because they are still damp, the colours will be lighter than what they're originally going to dry. So usually what I do if I'm really impatient, I'll get a tea towel and bring out my iron, and I'll just iron it dry, and then I sort of put them under a stack of heavy books overnight to flatten them, and they're all ready to go. So that one there is a really, really beautiful eco print. That's the back. Lots of marks. There's some yellows in here and some reds. So I'm going to try and remember what plant that was from, and I'll go back and get it. So here's our last roll in that same little bundle of 3. Gotta try and be a bit careful, because when you open them up they can rip at the top. So this one here was that yellow leaf. I think I only found about 4 of them. And I think that it has leaked some yellow dye. So if you can see just here, it's a little bit curled up. But if you can see at the top there, there is some yellow dye that I think's come out of that leaf and sort of mixed about. But I can't really see any yellow coloration on the leaf imprint itself. So, you know, it's totally possible without using products. Just roll the paper up and steam them. You don't even have to add coffee or tea like I do. I just like it to sort of move about with the dyes of the leaves and stuff and try and get some coloration that way. But you guys who are in other countries, you probably have no need to try methods like that with all your beautiful leaves. And that's the back side, and as you can see here, there's going to be some like yellow markings down here with the twine. So yeah, so that is our first 3 pages there, and I'm pretty happy how they've turned out. Like I said before, I don't really position them so they look really, really nice. I just throw them on. I like the patterns they create and things like that, so it doesn't really matter to me if things are perfectly put onto a page. So what I'll do now is I'll pop some music on for you guys. I'll speed it up a little bit and we'll go through the same process. I'll hold them up so you can have a look at them, and then I'll come back to have a chat to you. Alrighty guys, so I'm back now after unraveling all those little rolls. I didn't want to do them all on camera because it just would have taken too long. And yeah, so what I'm left with now is about 25 A4 sized eco dyed pages. So I'm going to, I'll take you through them so you can have a look. The colours are probably a little bit more pronounced because they're still a little bit damp, so they will lighten more than this. Some are nicer than others, but that's to be expected. Some are a little bit plain because I just threw just green leaves on them. Some have got some more colour because of the you know, the different dyes and things like that. So the different onion skins and things. So they are double-sided. Some of the leaves are a little bit more pronounced in some pages than others as well. So yeah, just varying results, but it's really, really fun to play around with. So this is my favorite one, I think, which is where I use the entire, well, it wasn't a branch, but it was, you know, a little piece with lots of leaves on it that I've laid down there. So that's my favorite piece, and it's got some yellow tinges to it. It's got some red tinges to it, and of course it's got the, you see here with the coffee dye, it also makes the edges have these awesome colorations on the edge. So, and there's the other side of it. Hope you guys can see that okay. This one here I think came from the same batch, and as you can see the twine down the bottom there, it's all yellow as well, yellow and brown. It's probably upside down, I think. I'm going to turn it around. And there's the other side to that. You can see a really big leaf imprint here, and on the other side, because it does fold, so you're going to get the same pattern on the other side. So it was lots of fun to experiment with a food steamer. If you guys have one that you don't use anymore, or perhaps you can find one at a thrift store, you could give this a go. If not, you can always try it on the stovetop, like a lot of us do, or in the oven. I think some people boil them and they put rocks and rusty parts and all that kind of stuff, which is actually really awesome, but I do not have any rusty items around, so I can't experiment with that. So I'm going to leave these all to dry today. I don't think I'll speed up the process because I'll be out all day anyway. So this one here, this has got a really nice imprint. I've got to learn to pick the more imperfect leaves, I think, because they show some nicer patterns. And you can see down the bottom on here, there's the brown onion skins. So they come out like a nice yellow colour. So some lovely, lovely marks on here. I tried this, sorry about that guys, I just had to stop my video because my cats, two of them, don't like each other, and they started to have a bit of a fight at my feet, so I needed to quickly stop the video so you guys didn't hear that. I was in the middle of showing you guys this, and I just love these beautiful, beautiful marks here. They're just stunning. That's what I mean, like I don't really care about positioning the leaves, because I just love all the marks and patterns and things like that that come out. They're just so awesome. But yeah, I highly recommend it. Before, I think I was saying, I don't know if I finished, I have tried to do it the boiled books method, I believe, but yeah, it just didn't turn out for me. It was, I don't know why. I don't really have luck with some things working out. That's why I kind of just try to experiment other ways. So I think the papers were sort of tearing, and you know, I didn't have a big enough pot. There were just all these factors that it wasn't working out for me, you know. So that's when I discovered the steaming method and gave that a go. And then I've moved on to using a food steamer, so hopefully this will give you guys an idea. So yeah, I was also saying you can pick those up in thrift stores and things for quite cheaply. If your thrift store sells electronics, I know some might not, if they're a little bit afraid of having something backfire on them there. So this one here, as you can see, it's much plainer than some of the others, but you can still see some leaves in it. So that's my first half. So it's done quite a few, and I could have done more because I had room, but I ran out of leaves. So yeah. And here's the other half. Just carry on showing these to you. The front and the backs are all different, so there's some brown onion skins. You can see all here as well, making some nice patterns. These here are rose petals from the roses I had that were dying off. And I grabbed them before they were kind of all dried up. They still had some moisture in them. See this one here? It's quite plain once again, but there's some nice marks and things on it. I know we all love those beautiful marks. Let's try and go a little bit quicker. If you can see this one here, that's a weed. So grab your weeds, guys. Grab everything you can and experiment with it. Even if you think, oh, that won't work, or you never know how some things turn out. See, I had used the red and the yellow leaves, hoping I'd get some nice results out of that. And I did. I did get some yellow colours coming out, but not as much as I thought I would. So yeah, you just never know. Sometimes the leaves you don't think are going to give you great results do give you great results, and then vice versa. So there's just so many here now, and I love to put these in my journals. And if there's a print that I particularly love, then I will scan it and reprint it. And then they're great to use as journal cards and all your own work. I love to reuse my own work, and you guys, if you guys do that, you should definitely scan your work and reuse it. It's just such a fun way to use up something. Oh, look at this one. Look at all the onion skins on that. These are red onion skins. Sorry, yeah, as I was saying, it's just such a fun way to use up your work over and over. This one here is quite dry, but look at the twine marks here. They're beautiful. I love the patterns on those leaves. They're stunning. So here's the last one, a little bit plain. Once again, it needs to be sort of flattened, and I'll do that under some heavy books, and I'll leave it overnight, and then they're ready for use. You can also just wash them off. Yeah, you can. I mean, I probably would on some of them because some of the residues left behind. Some have peeled off quite easily. I probably won't. So yeah, so that is my process on eco dyeing and experimenting a little bit. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for your suggestions and your feedback and wanting to see me do this process. It's great to hear your feedback and get ideas for making videos for you guys and things like that. So I hope that it gave you some ideas. I hope it gave you some inspiration, and yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely, lovely new year tonight. And thank you once again for all your kind comments. I really love reading them. I love chatting to you guys. I do apologize if maybe I forget your names personally sometimes. I've got to put that down to some Hashimoto's brain. If some of you guys have Hashimoto's, you will know. It affects your memory a little bit, so I do apologize for that, but I hope you guys are going to have a lovely, lovely day, and thank you so much for watching my videos, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye guys.